And now we are penny our National Cathedral, Reverend Kusi Boating, and some more they dread work with your black was at what to court to Kratabia to actually and then court of coastal assistant.
Na Minerals Commission any solidarity for Akabum, such a labor won't be share na abaform ever omani in.
And so become near Debram near Camusoko DSTV out channel 360, Samsung on Facebook, and social media had this out doing in YouTube Castle, if you go home. I can come for your woman and you may, Ayame, Eja, Quabina, Mene.
Ajua Obia Obey.
Africa Sabone Musum. Said the United Nimna Samba Quasi said, dear him, our mangana muye pa, Ayunian for Samuel Okujato Ablaqua, Wano and na Oye Northton Rasibijani, Asamba Kaya. Or the same Babontin HS, a National Cathedral Church of Penny Wadano, a Reverend Victor Kusi Boating, Odim Yunu. Nidi bakon kwabena du jamfi na hu sam abaye konabra ama Reverend Kusi Boating akwa kutwa ne damage wo court na mo kire so bude samakrata koma owura okuyeto abrakwa no wanfo buo ma court no abo asam no agu anase wato someone so na atwa atwe no bebi de ne nan kra piapia wo bra ko Metro TV ene wo kwa asetena no de si yenie.
NDC as a party, from the national through the region, through Ketu, through North Town, is fully behind our comrade, our brother, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablaqua. To say that the party is not deterred at all, that there's nothing that the forces that are against the truth can do to discourage him or to make him feel that what he's doing is not the right cause. We believe the cause he's fighting is the cause of truth, the cause of transparency, and there's nothing that can be done to discourage him. And the party stands fully 100% behind him. And that's why we are here to show exactly that.
Our distinguished Honorable Member of Parliament, Okujeto Ablaqua, who has dedicated his life in fighting for the right things done for the country, in fighting for corruption, in ensuring that our constitution is upheld. You should have seen Mr. Adu Jemfi in court, but instead, you know who was in court? The man who was fighting for the right thing for Ghana, Okujeto Ablaqua. And that is why you are all here. That is why you see all the crowd here. The people of Ghana are committed and support all the right things he's fighting for. The minority in parliament stands strongly behind him. And we want to make it clear. Today we went to court, it was obvious that the people who took us to court are running away from their own application. And this is really a victory for the people of Ghana. What it is that we are very clear in our mind. We are going to stand by Okujeto and fight for the right thing for the people of Ghana.
What transpired was that in court, when you hear of a court matter that concerns you, you can waive your right of service and answer the issues. But the judge is of the opinion that because the constitutional right to be served properly through the Speaker in Parliament, given the status of the respondent in this matter, the Honorable Okujeto Ablaqua. So the matter has been adjourned sine die for the applicants to put their house in order. By putting their house in order, the court has directed them to do the appropriate thing by having him served as constitutionally provided through the Speaker of Parliament. When that is done, then the processes that we have elected to file as a matter of consequence, we can rely on it or file further processes as a result of the proper service. But until that is done, there's no matter.
Don't criticize me about what I'm doing, but try also to do something so that you also can get a name, a proper name. So if maybe simply means that what Okujeto is doing, that the name is all over, that we all know that everywhere you reach, Wadi Bebia, the name is all over, that you want to destroy his name, you want to destroy his image. That's the meaning of the song.
When you pay attention to the things happening, it is important that the likes of Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablaqua must be celebrated for exposing the lies and the rotten system that we are in. Look at the case before the court, very trivial, such that a man of God or a supposed man of God who on different occasions has used different names, different dates of birth, and different personal data or biodata. Such a person will be the one seeking to gag a member of parliament from doing his work.
Koso nyina ne se wobra wom kokoto na ne Reverend Kusibuatin aloyafo kan se owura Kudwoto Ablakwa wabu court enumtia esan se yeden samakrata no koma no wansomu ye na ohwe a busumi de to so miensa bro owura Kudwoto Ablakwa wo Metro TV owie di program no ohwe TV etwa mu na se videos etwa mu a na se ode nan epimpim bibi e wo fam na no ono mo chese emrase badwani no emra e kire se ansana wode samakrata be kokoma no aje se wode ko speaker of parliament in office na okoka se samakrata we ayasemasidia enti oje a no no bo akire no bo akire e de amade a ye de samakrata no ekwakoma no enti sa hihia no manfa so niti no kota bonsem na gu se kopim bra womu a e de samakrata no pese wo de ko no e be fa hihia ne mra kwan so de akọ no asem bi ani bebi a wo moka
yempiem na yenkonsem foforo so na Central Regional Fire Commander ACFO1 John Amalai Amate ene de kokobo magana fo nyina se ebra ye wo mu yade a ewiem awopa ya hamatan no eda so ewo mu to de kokobo magana fo nyina se ewura ye hyehye ne basa ewo ye nkwasa yafuo mu ye babia ye didwa na afi schools mu ahodo mia ahodo eja betimi atotomu no ye nyai ne nyina se de be betimi aboa na eja hyehye no ano bebrase
ye ahwe ye pa ever hit any sources of heat na meka say ewo ye fie ho no e say ye pay very good attention ewo ye kitchens ye aduane ewo kitchen we don't have to be unattended. We need to monitor the activities of our children, and we have to put away our phones so that they will not cause distractions to us. Then we can concentrate and do our cooking very, very well. I feel so in Padao or more fear, and say you monitor our movements, so they will not get closer to the kitchens and tamper with matches that they may strike, and it may cause a problem or fire outbreak for us. I think so. Young schools, be the universities, the polytechnics, the secondary schools, and whatever. We have to be careful on our electrical gadgets. If you won't say electrical gadgets be defective, we have to the students quickly have to inform the authorities. We don't need to use fire to clear lands, either for farming and as a building or for gaming. We don't need to set fires for them. But in case we need to get those lands cleared for any good purpose, as a country fire service, 24 hours and clear before, so the fire service will be present to supervise the burning and ensure that it burns within the right area. If we want to burn rubbish, we must be careful. We must stand by the rubbish and supervise the rubbish burning to the end in our markets. We want to tell our market women that using of fire in the marketplace a year restricted. It is a no area. Safety measures now. We will be able to go through the dry season with a very minimal or absence of fire outbreaks.
Ye kwam na chebedwam na ye nyina se de enum na mampani ayi mpanyifo bi se obon kwaso e bi enkobo adwuma e ho na mu ba ko ye onunyafo Mohammed Amin Adam secha ye kasai no ya mampani ayi ne se o Minister of State e wo Finance Ministry ho na ye toto na no na ye nkonkohwe dia ekoso ho.
because I've not seen the documents. Now, at least I trust him. He says you are the one in charge. He placed you in charge. What specific role did you play in the gold for oil deal?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I facilitate meetings. I bring stakeholders together to develop the concept. I chair meetings to get reports from various agencies that are participating and to give guidance. And that is the role I've been playing.
Your role is organizing meetings and facilitating meetings.
If you want to say so, Mr. Chairman.
And you think this is a very important role that a deputy minister should be playing?
That has delivered, Mr. Chairman, that has delivered petroleum products to Ghana at relatively competitive prices.
Couldn't a chief director or any director at the ministry be able to organize meetings?
Anybody could have done that, but I was privileged to be asked to do that, Mr. Chairman.
That would be a very expensive meeting organizer because the status and the conditions of your service. Yes. No. Oh.
Other members, order. Please, allow.
Honorable, when I say that to make a deputy minister, because I said, when I say that to ask a deputy minister to be in charge of organizing a meeting, it could be anybody, not necessarily you. I'm saying that in the condition in which we are as a country, a chief director or anybody could have done that. Will you agree with me?
Mr. Chairman, this gold for oil policy is an important policy of the government. And what are we there to do as ministers and deputy ministers? We are there to provide leadership. And so I thought that you understood the context. If I said I facilitate meetings, I chair meetings, I bring stakeholders together to discuss, that is leadership. I'm providing leadership, and that is the role a deputy minister or minister is supposed to provide to this country.
Honorable, if you are approved, you will be serving at the Ministry of Finance. Do you know what the policy rate is today? What the inflation is today? What the rate at which banks are lending between each other today? Can you tell us what those rates are today?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have those figures before me, Mr. Chairman.
But interestingly, you said earlier that inflation has come down. But in a few minutes, so how come you don't know, have any figure to mention?
Inflation had gone to somewhere 55%. Today it's about 54%. But I'm saying that I don't have the figures with me, and I don't want to say anything which is wrong before this important committee.
So the one you mentioned is not specific.
You asked so many of them. You asked about interest rates. I'm not sure I'm going to
the inflation
remember.
No, it's not. Okay. We don't calculate. I'm not sure a statistical service reports inflation on daily basis. So it's periodic data they provide. So I was expecting him to tell me the latest data on inflation. I wasn't expecting him to tell me as of as of today will be the last one that has been published. That is what I expect. My last question, with regards to government's method of domestic debt restructuring, would you say they would have, if you were given the opportunity to advise, you would have considered other ways of engaging stakeholders on some particular issues differently?
Mr. Chairman, there can always be improvement in the way we engage with people, especially stakeholders that are to be affected by policy. And so I know that there have been engagements, there have been consultations with stakeholders. If the level of consultations were considered not enough, there can always be improvement. And so, yes, if there is need for further consultations or engagement, I would have done that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, Vice Chair.
Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. Honorable nominee, a moment ago, Honorable Suhini referred to addressing some students. You were lamenting about economic development.
Yadaswa ejina mrashe bidwam ho appointment committee for moko asetena na deputy minister designate ya boni din so mehwe trade any industry so ye toto no ano eye Dr. eye Honorable Stephen Amwa no kokko pie mu ewo mrashe bidwam no anim no na eye Dr. Kesel Atoforsen wokan wo mo veti no ho ebisa ne se aban pese wote na expenditure so nti wabayi ya ye toto na no se bibia ebetomu a owo ho akwanya so obetimi aboa ama aban ate na expenditure so nti obetimi sacrifice ni pay si ebete so kakra na aban timi ede aboa expenditure no a opese wote so no ana eno soafo no ede anoyie eba se yedo ye ho anka ni achinje na wo so ye opani a wo so wo mrase bedwami de se obegye atum se obeti wakatua so nko ade a me so megye atum na matema katua so ni nyina beboa ama aban expenditure no yetimi ama na bafo.
What will you do differently to assist the government in stabilizing our currency?
Mr. Chairman, as a deputy minister, I'll work with my minister. If anything of what my respectable Dr. Honorable Atoforsen is saying comes on board and my minister assigns me to, I'll do my best to contribute to that effect.
You mentioned that one of the things you do is to raise revenue. This budget introduced, the last budget introduced 24 different tax handles or fiscal measures. At the same time, expenditure is going up by 82 billion Ghana cedis. Can you agree with me that the government, even though they are increasing taxes or increasing revenue through the introduction of taxes, needs to cut down on expenditure, since expenditure has gone up by 82 billion Ghana cedis?
I agree with you, sir. Chairman, thank you.
So will you sacrifice your salary to reduce that expenditure, if I'm asked upon?
Chairman, I think I said something here. My knowledgeable Dr. Atoforsen and I, the only difference is the height. So the way we are brothers, if he sees me on the corridor and he says, brother, let's cut, and he cut his, I'll cut mine.
Can you consider rejecting or refusing the appointment of the president as a contribution to Ghana's current problem?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not a lawyer, but I know that Article 78 mandates the president with approval of the parliament to do as such. I don't think if I'm asked to serve this country, I'll deny the good people of Inshiayeso and this country by doing that. Thank you, sir.
Yetu akase bonso na yeko obi amwa yeda so vetting committee for no animane wono so ekoye ma yekototo nano na oninyamfo Alhassan Saibu Suhini ono no yetamele no from Ashebedwani na obisa asemi sei na sem obisa ye ne se obisa oninyamfo obi amwa se anye bia adwumaku a ye frɛ no Ghana First Company Limited no wono anabɔ mutumi krata se Omofan comments mensi assemblies awudo ni nyina sene abeya ejana bia Ghana First for pese wo musie no won betumi ne assemblies no asiama na ye yi na esan se asam na yakona bra ama Ghana First for kire se owura obi amu a na so nyafo obi amu a ama mutumi krata se womfan koma assembly mensi assemblies awudo no se de abeya wo no bedin sa wo so na o ma pass asene mi awudo bi obetumi sisi ajanan ama nkrofo nya baby agya omonan na saa anu yie a oninyamfo obi amuade ma no wo kire mu se enye se wo twere nkrata ede ma Ghana First for se omfa nko municipal and district assemblies asoye no ho na enko kase ebia dwumaku abai mi oninyamfo obi amu a me na ma mutumi se mu no omunya dwuma na omusi agyanan wanye ne saa na mu de okan ne se woni assemblies ndi nkomo saa assembly say mo hwe se mo betumi ne Ghana First for ya dwuma mo na mo wo ho mo ne wo monye se mo betumi de amo no monye on de saa keke e na wo kan ye nti wanhye dan ka se wo hye se assemblies no ene Ghana First for enye adwuma nti on de o say asem no won pese obeka ne bebe nti Ghana First for mo adwene so mo ensi agana bia ne bio ne de wo ne hwe kan ti assemblies awodo no ebetumi so de asem na kokot so makotoa ne die so ewo de ono so kan ye no
ye nyina we so ne yankoje aboafo nkrato emra ye ba ye beto akase bono so
adesema me da masese munya abretwen ma yekoto nkrafi kasebo no ye toa so se yahwefo ene ganafo nyina ne wiasa mansa nyina edomedo beto fo mo Gana ye wa ho kire musikase mu pa ama bandi hye bia ba ye friend domestic debt exchange program na no ho sama be deja nya asem koma kra nim dada na eno na eku e friend Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry for that to do kire mu se sa hyehyɛ aban ɛyɛ no na aban adwene se bia wo ye de aboasa de be ya ebe ma amafo ho atumi aheha om ne esi kasam totoye no enya gidie ewo mu nanso ekame aye se mu sadan na ho fan enu ti ama wo mo a bese omo bebuebue nwum ha no investors no wo mo ni arehemu o yesi kasam sanso na wo mo so aye adwuma no so no wo mu sikasam ekofam pa.
President the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ura Clement, or Samu according same way in Anutudra, Ebra Chamber National Dialogue Series are Edikan, Womode Eshe, so no motor to Adjune, so Adjune, Afa Ede Afa, a binary share or Diaba, or the air share a cow, bo etras antiman who share near domestic debt exchange program, no, and who instance was so a benya, I will anchor my Yukosu or my Ghana Mua. Or Chemusa program where another and share way na binary abadation and who accounts and Cayeno, Ebe Pim in Yumekua would one wa Komunchi, a womjumedi and Semuna Fins to ascend Janumekua would na afin ne kura mu krampo no hu ne say investors krampo ne yade a ebe hunu na wo mo amomo asan wo munchi so mbebe o my Ghana mu so mba bebiebie enwuma na so omudi sika e baba be hye o my Ghana edwuma ahodo enyina emu a ne nyina no wo kire mu sei e de e kire UTV nsentwefo
mine so say se ekoyanim a yintimi nyina ho saa na IMF na ye ko no nso so kire se obaji sika yi a ye saa nema we nyina e ma meka amode no e dɔɔso e kwawe na mbefa so a obitimi a kire se e ka na amode no muditimi atua ansana ya mamobi sika no so ye kɔgye ne hia ye 11 so nyu bia na e de ne nsa kan e boa e ma sika ba o man no o man no so e kɔfom ti ne hia ne se ye bagye atum ne mum ya gye atum sen ne ma ne bibro ho mo aye a ye no mo nya adwen aka individual bond holders ene niema bibro no ne ye ka se aban hwe structure ne yi ene o mo nhia na ye tutu niema yi na ne obi ate asewi a ne etu anamont des exchange ayi ne dia abeto yen ye gye hu hwe enye yi ne mum aban hwe senia esese wode to ebe fata ne mfa noise bia ma o man no na obi abete ne ho ase ne hu so o man no enko yie nti na aba to obi ansum ne mum wareshim se IMF statistics ne ba ene ma bibre betoto yie ama o man no so afa ne ntoma pafra appeal nyina se oni stakeholders enhia obi a affected bia na ne nhia enhwe se ne e kan adwuma e kan ono ankasa ne health e kan ne future because obi ani ho a wa prepare ne future wodu wonsa be ka chen se wo sesane na hyebra ote ase ne mo wote ase no so sa de mi bi be ma aban fa ka ne bi na won so afa bi a like say asumdue ba ma o man no across debt ayi ni de obi ani ope ye kan kokra na nka ma
Enu Achepeni Kwantrefo the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Korte, wono so eden senu bi eto so efa wono mo abobo die ene de nti omzu se anamontuo we betimi agigya nwumaku awodo o my Ghana hanum se mampani anase aban no anya na adwen se woni empanifo ne akuaku awodo ne nwumaku awodo no ebetwa ahia esoeso adwene ede afa ho ansana wode ayadwuma e wo my Ghana mu
no bo ha just a debt exchange you say sanka consultation starting in term time yede na esha nti a lot of pressure we are consultation among 40 years here among reacting in a certain way the one crofobia from rush to bank so mko yu musika oto butchro ma say explaining na side na kan emba omo pikiti omo demonstrating na there nti me na say the policy be ba out yema enough time yenye consultation yenye research na ye ba out the policy na among for and fight but ya anti ase dia being rational beings no yes we be reactive one reaction no emwa o man no
Yedaswa o domestic debt exchange program no ehu na convener ma pensioners bondholders forum Dr. Adu Anani entry na din susuye ma aban se aban enhwe na onti domestic creditors committee na sa committee no ensi wo mo anamu na enhwehwe bia aban ebeye efa wo mo ehu no wo mo atenemu akabi ama wo
Pensioner Bondholders Forum so mom de tonsentwerefo anim eda mpanifo a womo eboaye emasabre ya ye kasa die aban no enhyehyɛ ya wode aba wode ba behwɛ ne ho aka ho nsenkaye domestic debt exchange etu dwa anaso womo de omano tu mu bi a sabre die womo ayi womo ntento ho ni nyina no edi afri mu aseda ne bi ko ye de makane mampani John Ejakum Kufo ensentwerefo Council of State afei Speaker of Parliament ene empanifo enkaye ne adofo a womo bo aye nyina ensentwerefo nhyiamudie no ase no convener Dr. Edu Anani Entry efa akwanya ne so na ene wode to aban nanim say one hwɛ sɛ executive instrument na obenam so na domestic creditors committee obepa abedwakuo bi saa no ayi nipa mienu ade afirifiri Ghana Association of Bankers afei Ghana Insurers Association Ghana Securities Industry Association Chamber of Pension Trustees of Ghana and afei individual bondholders
DDP adwume also ekuo no ebekɔ so atena hɔ na yahwɛ sɛ titire pensioners omo sika waba hɔ no sɛ ne aban bɛyɔ no na da omo sabɛka ne ɛsɛ omo saka na omo de atoto mu nuro ebekɔ so ara atena hɔ ne ahwɛ sɛ bibia bɛkɔ yie saa na yɛbɛka nso mpo ama ankurankura aka omo nyɛ pensionierfo yi na akwa ho sɛ yɛbɛka na omo nsa aka omo sika da bia saa ne yɛnti ekuo no ɛtae ura Dr. Edu Anani Entry ewo nsusu ya ɔde aba sɛ aban mmɔmɔden na wɔmfa ne yɛfrɛ no executive instrument no na yɛnte committee bi yɛbɛfrɛ no domestic creditors committee na saa committee no nipa mmienu ɛbɛfiri bank for mmienu bɛfiri insurance for mmienu bɛfiri securities market mmienu bɛfiri pension for na mmienu nso ɛfiri individual bondholders ankorankora na ɔmo adwuma ne sɛ ɔmo bɛhwɛ na ɔmo aboa yɛn ɛma yɛn ne yɛ pɛfiri aban hɔ no de bia yɛn nsa bɛka sɛ ɔbɛhwɛ sɛ aban ɛyɛ ɛdi ne bɔhyɛ a ɛsɛ wahyɛ yɛn sɛ ɔbɛtuatua ne ka wɔde bra ɛsɛ sɛ ɔtua ɔmo ankwa nso bɛhwɛ na ɔmo tu aban fo na biribi a ɛsɛ aban ɛyɛ na ɛma ne ho ɛhan no na yɛnkɔ saa ahokyere mu biom no ɔmbɛma aban advice na sɛ bɛyɛ aban ɛbɛtumi daa wɔbɛtumi atua ne ka ɔbɔ ka ɔbɔ besia na ɔbɔ besia a onim sɛ ɔbɛtumi atua na yɛankɔ saa wɔ ha mu ebio
yɛto ɛka sɛ bɔ no so na yɛkɔ ɛnkane vice chancellor Edema University of Ghana Professor Ebenezer Oduro Wusu wodato dwa kyerem sɛ sese no abɛfo kwantentan a yɛfa so edi dwa edi enema hodoro no nipa bɔnfo bebre yaba enti sɛ bɛyɛ na ɔman Ghana yɛbɛbɔ yɛn ho ban afisa nipa bɔnfo no hunti no ɛsɛ etumi yɛ ɛma yɛn cyber security no yɛmie mu papin sɛ de ɛbɛbɔ ɔman no yɛn hyehyɛ yapade ɛne nneɛma nyinaa ho ɛban
Kane Vice Chancellor University of Ghana Obenfo Ebenezer Oduro Wusu kyerɛ ne nsɛm no ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ sisi ano sɛ ɔhwɛ a abɛfo kwan ya no obi anam so a wɔde edi ne dwumadi ahodoɔ nyinaa ɛba ne sikasɛm adwadie ɛba ne n'adwuma ɛba ne ɛkeka ho a ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ abɛfo kwan so enti sɛ kɔba ne sɛ bambɔ nsɛm ɛwɔ saa afa no mu ankɔyere amfa ma nipa a wɔnam saa kwan no so de di ne dwumadi a na kyerɛ sɛ enipa bia na sɛ nipa bɔnfoɔ bia ne betimi abɔ ɛde awura nipa no ne dwumadi nsɛm a obetimi ayi ne data anaso obefa ne network no de di mambonfo sembi ebi kura wo hompo no a obetimi afa wo no na ne oyo manfo bukata e de fa so a ewia ne sika ne nyina no enhye da emmoa enu nti enna wo de adesede eto o my Ghana empanifo a wo mo hwe ma cyber security e ho nsenkan no etimi wie peye no se wo mo enhwe na wo mo enyere bambo nsem wo saa fa no se de ebe ya obi bia no onam saa kwantempo no e de ye na dwuma bia no obenya abotoyem ne se obi bia na se nipa bonfo bia ntimi mmɔ emfa enwura ne sika semu na se ne dwadie ensemu ana ne dwumadie bia mu enkonko ha no ewa akwan hodo nyina eso Virtual InfoSec Africa wo mo ne logarithm wo mo de dwumadie ehyehyɛ so a wo mo to ato adwene e de afa saa de we nyina ho mekyerɛ cyber crime no ene cyber security no ene wo de ensemi atu dwa
areas like energy, we're looking at agriculture, we're looking at defense, which is very critical, we're looking at even a financial sector, protection of all these. You come down to the universities where some of us are linked, students' data. student records, examinations, results. They are all valuable data that we need to protect. Because people get into the system, and we know grades are changed every now and then, and so on and so forth.
Our two companies recognize the need for comprehensive and reliable cybersecurity solutions that protect businesses from a wide range of threats. We are dedicated to ensuring that all customers receive an excellent experience, and we have an ecosystem of trusted expertise to help you successfully deploy and implement LogRhythm award-winning platform throughout your organizations. I'm also happy to announce that VI is partnering investors across the country to set up lab to provide guided training in the area of cybersecurity to make sure we get qualified and market-ready SOC analysts, pen testers, cybersecurity champions with the requisite skills to support the industry.
If you are operating a cybersecurity service without a license, it won't be possible to operate. There is a reason to that. I think Cybersecurity Prof mentioned that we've come very far in terms of our development. The services that we provide are quite intrusive, and we all know that. It can have my own background as a forensics person. Once you have access to somebody's device, you got the entire life of that person there. You bring people to conduct assessment in your environment. They see what the CEO does not see. I think it's fair that as we regulate, we have visibility of the services, the people, not just the technical competency, but the integrity that is so required to be a cybersecurity professional.
Na Minerals Commission womo ene solidaridad for akambom se womo ebeboa na nkwada yedu womo ye adwuma ebro na hoodin so eye child labor no womo abre no ase e wo man Ghana mu womo be yentete afa ho na ne titiru kra no womo anase mmea ahodo a womo etusika kokko ho no eho e na child labor no e wo soropa nti womo eye workshops ahodo no womo susu se wo ebeboa ama ano abrasi.
Ghana Statistical Service adwumaku a ehwe omai Ghana nkuntabuo ensem so na the Ghana Living Standard Survey round 6 I no efa child labor report ne ho aba betodwa wo mo ekire mu se enhwemu eda di pefe se wokọ efoma gudie tuo adwumadie no ayade a enkwada bebro 5677 na chese aya na yede wo mo ehyemu ani nyina no ekọkọ ye fa ahodie ntieti aso nti ompeso wo mo si ano kwanti wo mo hwe ani mu se ento ase yemmo enfenwura mfiempine ne aduonu enso 2027 na yeso wo mo atimi access a wo ha ni nyina so be so ha mu nchemu aduonum 50%. Adwumaku ehwe fomagudie tuo nsensem so Mehyɛ Minerals Commission no any International Development Agency NFA Solidaridad wo mo account mu apama no se wo mo behwe no mo de nhyepa egu akwan mu ahwe saa neoma we nyina ho nsenkaye ntinkyerɛkyerɛ adwumadi a esanso ye nkasa ho adwumadi kɔ so a wo mo de ehwe saa ha we nyina ho nsenkaye no mo apɛ ne pomasibre na no ase ene wo mo edan saa kyiri mu po we anasa report we no adi
adwuma na wo mo ni nyina ye adwuma ye hu ni sese akola ya ebe ha no because bi home use mercury and chemicals home use ye nyina tete se nkrofo bebre krampo kowu ho enti no ade a Minerals Commission for ebo modern say omo ebe to ase enti na omo frɛ me se memeboa omo na ye nhyehyɛ ye nya nhyehyɛ bi friend framework child labor elimination framework for the mining sector so that ebeboa ma omotimi etu ase na ye no so ye ko nkra ne bia se ekohu ye na ohwe se de ekoso na ade ba ko ha adwen pa ne se nkola no bebre aye exposed to money. Beyond the
international level, we are looking even at the well-being of children because these are our future leaders. And so if we don't put safeguards into place now, in 2-3 years, there'll be nothing to show for their existence or otherwise. So for us, it's important to make sure that these children stay in school, complete schools, and have better opportunities, because these galamsey opportunities are just scanty. They are not sustainable. After a while, you'd realize that you are not as small to go into the pit, and then you become redundant. What skills you have left? Nothing. You become a menace to the society and the community. So we want children to focus on their education, look at the opportunities that exist for them.
Framework we say no, you two different approaches. There are major two approaches. No, but we a kind of landscape approach. I share community as a whole. Need interventions about say education they are do within the communities. The other one is a supply chain approach. I know you share mine and kasa. Say, quite be a mine be first to a bit reduce child labor within or no mine. So no. In some measures, there are two approaches in a year a juma or mining districts. Now, a fan no advice that parents near there. They can say, man calling school. But you also say one of the root causes of child labor is poverty. It as one of the interventions. No. You try say you be na yet me abwa with improving on their livelihoods, and so for different activities within their various communities. And so.
Ekuo nine akabomu akokare mampeni ahweye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ho asɛm na making. Na ekuo yi eye Motor Riders Union, True Drivers Union, Concerned Drivers Union, and afi Abuso Kind Spare Parts Dealers Association. Ekuo mi ensen nse mokoka nyina ne se won won se fibra mampera da Mahama efi abenwa so no nema agye agu nema se kura enti wo mo hye ne boso wo de wo de beta nachi ama mfimpinu ene adunu na ba ebetue no so kugina nko a wo beta nachi pintin na mo no enye so kugina mpo a wo mo hye no se wonko enti wo mo obi kakra kra wo mo de ama ne se ne onye no fa bi nso so na wo mfa nkogye ne forms
Yes, you're near home. I didn't miss you near home. Ne papa Mahama the petrol may 14 cities. Na papa better go for better die say. 14 so them any 3 more than omukuta calculator radio station TV station so omo the papa so petrol no so continue 7 cities any 8 cities. Na papa Mahama onwene ho nti wo de may sa no. Eto yaso e sa na tie de papa onwene ho dia ya be campaign kase de tia no e campaign de tia no se be wo do ba ya 14 city no se be wo de nka won mamma mu wo de nka se be wasan kra no wo de nka times 2 fama yen na wo de nka enko 30 cities wo ntumi anti so amaye so a wa dobro no se taxi drivers e pa mama tam no e ji wo campaign yetumi tia ene se wo campaign ya bet kra won ti bi wo radio so. These are OSHA taxi drivers and total drivers. Yet they come to set per time. Because auto petrol 200, what me 250. No, we say 70. What may you say? Obi okuta wa campaign ka bia no se otumi tua ka bia. Nti ya papa ya pa ne chew. Odo so nyina bia mu krampa e din kotojogu from ya pa ne chew. Say True Drivers Union. On fe bone che no be gina mai.
Say young mama pa John Dramani Mahama chew ama na nsa mama ye de. Ambe boa wo kadafo amma pa wa magiga na fo amfre hu yen yi mu a Dr. Mamadou Bawumia ne Akufo-Addo so mo sa be di na wotwe mienu kura de aka 2024 mandates na ye de ama wo mo no a wo man yi abatan be pia bonten agya abatan be pia bonten agya wo mo ma enti no ya ba ha no mo na ye ni motor riders na for True Drivers, Concerned Drivers and spare parts dealers. Ye nyina ya ba hanu mo a ya keka ye honsanse ene ya nya bibia ye se di ba be ka kire ye di ba be pa ne cho se onji pini e keke se obeba be farm ampani akonya no for 2025
legalize ye legalize ye dia kan bia ye hawo but omo legalize ya law and regulation bebem ye betina na afa adwin atoto adwin na edwuma na ye atumpo na ye fefe na nyina atimi ye kakra kakra di ba ne ye ankasa na ehun kwan ye fa so di ba bre do mama e pese onko pick form nti na ye boa kakra se won fam boa no pick form no piembra ye ti ho ye nti no ka e pese won piembra na nti no ka
meka se de ye kan wa ha bia enye ye ankasa ye pe na ye de ka ye kan in the name of ye association any ordinary Ghanaian because ye sa na ye omo interest eno nti na e ma omo no omo ye small donation na edu bebia wo hu no ene no
ye nya ne ntie se
ex-president John Dramani Mahama on pese obe contest bill. But now some years ago no or can be kire yen say opese oba obe legalize ukada de amayen. Te yenya ne tie ne asi no ene wo say yentwin ben no ne yemfa petition bi ma no na ne okan ye no so oba onye mayen entina yaba.
Yenyina weso ne nkwaji aboafo nkrato emraye ba yebeto akase bonus.
Adishimama ha na breba ma kwan de kasebo ni nyina besi de aseda ma specialized nsuo and for this way chocolate drink and then a coffee drink.
Na meti Honey Pot Beauty Salon ya wo mo ewo La Paz wo mo na ye ma me frɛ wo mo e wo 0248945959 0248945959 matade so Len Style Clothing for ene pam ma me frɛ wo mo 0244257912 0244257912
Midin ade eja kwabena mene
Ajua obi ya obin
ye na ede kasebo no bram da mo nyina ase